Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red this Wednesday morning. Nice and sunny again. Matthew chapter 11, verse 14. Jesus carrying on this revelation to the disciples regarding John the Baptist says in 14, "And if you are willing to accept it, John himself is Elijah who was to come. And if you are willing to accept it." That's a key thing, isn't it? Are we willing to accept it? Jesus invites them by declaring to them that John is someone special. But then he says to them, if you are willing to accept it, which means that just because we hear something doesn't mean that we necessarily accept what we hear. And even when we think we have heard something and we have accepted it, often the reality is we haven't actually accepted it in the way that we need to accept it. Jesus put it like this in different places. "Truly, truly, I say unto you, he who believes." And there's this sense in which there's a place within us that needs to accept what's being said as true, that goes far deeper than just what we think in our heads and what we feel in our emotions. If you like, the soulish aspect of who we are. No, in order that we might really accept it, we need to receive it into the innermost chamber of our identity. And the Bible calls that the spirit man, the person you really are long after your body is decayed in the ground. Because we are spiritual beings, we have souls, and we live in bodies. So Jesus says, he who will accept it. Well, accept what? And he goes on, he says, accept that John is a kind of Elijah. And this reality of John being, as it were, something really special, as it were, beginning a new dispensation, the dispensation of grace, coming out of the dispensation of law. Jesus is saying, John is that key person, that Elisha prophet who has come to represent. It says it in Malachi 4 verse 5. It says, "Behold, I am going to send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and terrible day of the Lord." So Jesus is saying John is a kind of Elijah, the guy who's coming in that great preparation for the salvation and the judgment of the world. And they would have been sitting there in their little crowd there, and they would have seen John, heard John, seen that John was a different kind of character. And Jesus is giving this gracious affirmation to him. And he's saying, if you will accept it, a new day has dawned as John began to preach in the desert, the revelation of repentance. And there's that sense again of the new day, the new beginning, the end of the old, the new beginning has come. And John is the pinnacle. He's a turning point. And he is the one who later he says of himself, I prepare the way of the Lord. It's like he makes everything that's in the way out of the way in order for Jesus to walk the way. And Jesus needs to walk his way into our lives. And he needs to get out of the way all the things that get in the way of him being that special one who enables us to be saved. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you.